For thousands of years, humans have gazed at the sky with awe and curiosity, trying to understand their place in the universe. Were we alone on this planet, or did we have visitors from the stars? From the pyramids of Egypt, which have captivated the world, to the enigmatic drawings on the Nazca Plateau, evidence suggests that extraterrestrials may have interacted with our ancestors. But how true is this scenario? Could it be that what we know about history is much more complex than we ever imagined? The answer could change everything we know about our past. Stay with us until the end for the most controversial proof. Looking at the great ancient structures, we wonder, how did the civilizations of the past manage to build such awe-inspiring structures that still astonish us today? And more importantly, did they do it alone, or could they have had help from an unknown source? These constructions were made with incredible precision, using technologies we don't fully understand. Some of these structures are so impressive that they raise more questions than answers. What lies behind them? Let's explore some of the greatest mysteries of the ancient world and see if it's possible that our ancestors were helped by more advanced civilizations, or perhaps even beings from other worlds. The pyramids of Egypt are perhaps the most famous constructions in human history. They were built with massive stone blocks, some weighing over 70 tons each. How did the Egyptians manage to transport and place these enormous stones with such incredible precision, without cranes or other advanced technologies? Over the decades, researchers have tried to understand the construction methods, but the answers remain, for the most part, a mystery. Some theories suggest the Egyptians used a lost technique, while others go further, suggesting they received help from a more advanced civilization. Even more fascinating is the fact that the pyramids are perfectly aligned with the constellation of Orion, and their exact positioning relative to this constellation can only be explained by an extremely advanced understanding of astronomy. The positioning of the pyramids also aligns with the solstices, indicating that the Egyptians had precise knowledge of celestial movements. Recent experiments suggest that the pyramids may generate an energy field that influences surrounding objects, a property that raises even more questions. A few steps from the pyramids of Giza lies the Great Sphinx, a colossal statue that remains a mystery today. Most historians agree that it was built during the reign of the Egyptian pharaohs, but there is evidence suggesting it could be much older. Erosion marks on the Sphinx suggest that it was exposed to heavy rainfall thousands of years before the known Egyptian civilization. Why? Could there have been a prehistoric civilization that created these structures, only to be covered by a great climatic catastrophe? Or perhaps the Sphinx is just a relic of a lost technology, about which we know too little. But Egypt is not the only place where giant structures were built. All over the world, ancient civilizations left behind pyramids and monuments with similar architecture and functionality. For example, in Central America, the Mayan and Aztec pyramids were built with the same precision as those in Egypt. How is it possible that cultures located thousands of kilometers apart, with no cultural connection, built such structures? Some of these pyramids contain secret galleries and hidden mechanisms, and their inscriptions suggest that this knowledge was passed down by gods from the heavens. Another fascinating site is Sacsayhuaman in Peru. Here we find huge stone blocks, some weighing more than 100 tons, arranged with astonishing precision without using mortar. The stones come from quarries located tens of kilometers away and are shaped in a way that cannot be explained by the primitive technologies known at the time. Some corners of the blocks are perfectly rounded, as if they had been melted and poured into the desired shape. Incan legends speak of mysterious sounds that could have made the stones levitate, suggesting a lost technology or some form of external intervention. Could this be proof of an advanced ancient civilization, or perhaps a connection to forces from beyond? In Baalbek, Lebanon, we find one of the most mysterious places in the world, an ancient temple containing stone blocks weighing an impressive 1,000 tons each. The largest stone, called the Stone of the Pregnant Woman, weighs about 1,200 tons, an impossible weight to handle with the technology of that time. Even with modern technology, engineers today would have difficulty replicating these structures. Many of these blocks show signs of processing with tools that seem far more advanced than those used during that era. Local legends speak of giants who lifted these blocks, and this idea appears in many cultures worldwide. Could these legends be mere myths, or is there a real connection between giants and their constructions? Göbekli Tepe, in Turkey, is another mystery that challenges the chronology of our history. This archaeological site, over 12,000 years old, contains monoliths carved with stunning precision. It was built at a time when people were considered hunter-gatherers, without an advanced civilization. How did they manage to construct such a megalithic complex? Some of the stone blocks are decorated with images of unknown animals, and others are astronomically aligned, suggesting a profound understanding of the cosmos. Why and who buried this site with Earth thousands of years ago? Was it to hide it from those who might have understood more about the hidden truth? The Nazca Plateau in Peru is another place shrouded in mystery. It is covered with giant geometric drawings and animal figures that are only visible from the air. How and why were these drawings made when there were no airplanes or other technologies to observe them from above? Could they have been a message to the gods, or a form of signaling for visitors from other worlds? Some of these geoglyphs depict humanoid beings and unidentified creatures, and some are aligned in a way that suggests precise knowledge of the position of the constellations. Were we visited by extraterrestrials in the past? Or are these proofs just misinterpretations of history? Before we conclude, let's examine the most incredible discovery yet. Stay with us until the end for the most shocking piece of this puzzle. In 2021, an ancient underground complex was discovered in Peru, near the city of Andahuaylilas, that shocked the scientific world. This complex includes galleries and chambers that appear to have been used by an unknown civilization, much older than the Incas. The structures are made of massive stone blocks, cut with astonishing precision, and some of the chambers contain cave paintings that depict complex astronomical scenes. Research indicated that these paintings could be over 10,000 years old, suggesting a connection between this site and other mysterious sites, like Göbekli Tepe in Turkey. Unusual artifacts were also found, including a type of pottery that doesn't match any known style, from South America. This discovery raised questions about the existence of advanced civilizations that may have influenced other cultures around the world, long before the appearance of historical civilizations. A great mystery remains. Were we visited by extraterrestrials in the past? Or are these proofs simply misinterpretations of history? Will we ever discover the truth behind these enigmas? Until then, what do you think? Do you believe ancient civilizations had help from other worlds? Or perhaps used lost technologies? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like more fascinating mysteries. Did you know that only 1% of our viewers have hit the subscribe button? If you're among the 99% who haven't yet, I challenge you to do it right now. Why? Because it helps us bring even more fascinating mysteries straight to you. Let's change this statistic together.